in our clubhouse getting high. Super fuckers. Everybody wishes we would die. Super fuckers. Here we come like a bomb. Everybody fucking run and hide.
Hey, it's the RebelTaxi YouTube, Twitch.com Pizza Party Podcast. Live casted on Twitch and just played again on YouTube. I'm Pan Pizza, who are the regular guests here.
Wow, that was a great start. Good job. 10 out of 10.
I'm changing
It sounded
things
like
up.
he rehearsed it.
I'm changing things up, you know?
He was like in front of the mirror and just like,
I can do this.
hey, YouTube, it's the
Me.
He's just like starts profusely sweating. But I'm Nolan. I run the Twitch and the Discord. Ha.
Yeah. That's
Who else
you.
is here? Who else is here?
Jim's here.
Jim's
That's
back.
me, Jim. I'm here again. Back again.
Yay!
Guess who's back?
I'm also here. Izzy.
Shady's back.
Hey.
Yeah, and
Also, who's our
got
guest?
Who's the guest?
Oh shit, that's me.
You. That's you.
Yeah.
I'm
Who are you?
CutShort. I do YouTube sometimes.
I saw CutShort's videos and thought, hey, this guy has some pretty cool videos. What is it that you do, CutShort?
So basically, I go through canceled movies that went through Hollywood. I kind of just research them for like a week straight, no sleep allowed, and then I just make a big video on it about everything that happened, all of the weird shit that happened, all the kind of cool shit that happened. And then, I don't know, it just fascinates me, so I think it would fascinate other people too.
Lost media is pretty fascinating, just like, I don't know why it's so creepy, but some people have speculated because we live in a culture where we're so used to finding something like, hey, if you want an episode of SpongeBob, it's probably on iTunes or whatever, but lost media, you can't get it anywhere, so that just gives it a weirdness to it.
Yeah, it's super cool. Kind of gives it like a mysterious vibe that you gotta like find.
Which video would you recommend somebody watching for those who haven't seen your videos?
Probably my Spider-Man 4 video that I did a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Just because that was something I was super passionate about. And
I just watched that one. I loved it.
Yeah, that was something that I was just kind of working on and off on for like 2 months. I tried to get an interview with the storyboard artist for Spider-Man 4, but I just got an email back that was just like, no. And so I was like, okay, sounds good.
Was it just flat out no?
It was like kind of a nice, just like, please leave.
I don't know you. Get out.
You should do it where like you should do another one where it's a documentary on trying to get the guy to actually be on your video. Those are really successful.
It's like the Apu guy who
exactly.
It's like, oh man, Apu is so racist. I'm gonna stop him. I'm gonna retire his character, and then Harry Shearer or whoever. No, Hank Azaria is just like, nah.
Well, you know who gave them that format?
Who?
Michael Moore. His first documentary is called Roger and Me. And it's about him trying to find the head or CEO or whatever of GM who's leaving Flint, Michigan. And while he's showing the story of like what happened when this GM plant left his hometown, he's constantly trying to find this guy. And like, I don't know, I've seen that movie like once before. Michael Moore was like Bowling for Columbine, and then once after, and like I was like, wow, it's really obnoxious just watching this one guy like stalk someone.
So
while they try to make a larger point.
It's basically the entire documentary is him calling at 4 a.m. drunk and wishing his ex came back, basically.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I sort of get like sometimes the point of them, but it's like it gets a little like, dude, let it go, you know? Because you're like, it's hard to have like really relate to a protagonist that's so desperate. You know? So.
Michael Moore, desperate. Yeah. You jest.
Oh.
Yeah. Like that Apu thing. I was like, dude, like just like, you know, I feel like if you had just done like a thing on Apu, it might have helped it a little more than just him following Hank Azaria and Hank Azaria not really being into it, you know.
Well, I think that kind of like really illustrates the point that like if Apu was an okay character and it was decent enough to talk, I mean like Hank Azaria can't go into that conversation without coming out as a bad person.
That's true. I mean, I will say actually, because I mean I saw that thing. I sort of think I'm a little 50-50, but I think mostly Hank Azaria probably actually should have done the interview because it felt like he should have been. He could have even said, "Look, you know, I thought it was funny, and that's not okay, and it became this thing, and it got really out of hand, and I didn't really think about the ramifications of what The Simpsons would be."
Well,
You
what
know,
came out?
I
at
think
the
people
end?
would be more what?
What came out at like the end of the documentary? Did they come to any sort of conclusion?
I
That
think
he was bad.
it's kind of
basically.
just like what he like I think he kicks Apu like the character in like a CG thing or something.
What?
It was like that was kind of dumb. Yeah,
What?
doesn't he like get mad at the cartoon character like he's in that
That's-
CG like green screen background and he like goes like wah and he like hits something like that.
Is this
right?
an
It's
irate
something like that.
Animated. Yeah.
Is this
Yeah,
an
that's like an irate gamer
Yeah, I was
thing.
gonna say that. That's
Yeah,
irate
but-
gamer. That's what he would do.
I mean, it's interesting because he is talking about like what the Simpsons are like such a huge comedy force and like what it was like being a kid and seeing that when you're like, oh, that's what you think of like my dad and stuff, and like those parts were interesting, but I do think it sort of falls apart. He could have just said Hank Azaria, wouldn't return our quest or take an interview with us. Like he could have just
I think he needed a
and then
narrative.
said, yeah,
He
well,
needed
that's-
some kind of like narrative hook, and like the goal of that documentary was just to get us in put us in the shoes of a Middle Eastern person when that's the only representation you have on media. And like, it's not a thing that we think about.
no.
I have no reason to. And I would probably think, hello, come again. It's funny. But I can understand that if that's the only thing people see your culture of, and that's the first thing they say to you, I can understand why you would hate it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's strong enough to have a whole documentary about it. So adding that whole chase after the voice actor was the only way to really make it like compelling enough to be 40 minutes long.
I mean, it probably should have been a YouTube video.
Yeah.
It was.
It would have been it was on FX or something.
No.
Oh,
Or
I
no,
watched it on
Truth.
YouTube.
It was like Truth TV or something like
Oh.
that. But like, if it was a 15-minute YouTube video, people have been like, "Oh, great video essay." But then when it's on TV, you have to like,
You had to take it more seriously, almost.
True TV took time out of their busy schedule of rerunning Impractical Jokers for 24 hours just to diss on Apu, basically.
I mean, they I will say in New York they had like ads on the subway and like
Whoa.
everywhere for this special, which I was surprised when I saw it because I was like, this is just like, True TV. All you have is Adam Ruins Everything and Practical Jokers. So I guess they're like, hey, this money's got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, True TV only plays Teen Titans Go on repeat. I don't know if you guys have seen lately.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, really?
We're crossing the streams.
Man, the Teen Titans Go.
That was topical, cut short. Damn.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Damn.
and,
Dude,
That was me clapping, but I'm gonna act like it was
I
other
was gonna
people.
say, did you just clamp yourself?
Yeah, dude.
Please clap.
No, please clap for me. Cut short.
Oh.
I think the
Good job,
Teen
guys.
Titans Go thing has crossed over to being as annoying as Teen Titans Go being on all the time, because it's like everyone's made that video where they're like, look at this schedule of Cartoon Network, and then they do a scroll of it and it's like just a ton of Teen Titans Go on the schedule. And like once Butch Hartman did it, I was like, okay guys, this is dead.
No.
Please,
Wait, Butch Hartman.
Stop.
I like to think Butch Hartman is when like they reach the peak, like memes reach their peak. That's like the dead zone is when Butch Hartman tries to capitalize off it.
Oh.
It's just like who makes it has anyone who makes cartoon reviews and stuff not done a Teen Titans Go video at this point? It's like,
Yeah, Pan.
Shh. I just want to say Butch Hartman, when he did a Teen Titans Go video, he clickbaited us because the actual video was about the Legion of Superheroes, the futuristic justice hero team or whatever. And he was saying, if I were to reboot it, this is what it'll look like. And it has nothing to do with Teen Titans, this video.
Wow.
oh really? See, I didn't watch it because I was like, I've seen this video by so many people, I can't do it.
Yeah, but
I didn't watch it because it was made by Butch Hartman. That's a kind of a turnoff.
going.
So
Hey.
what?
Oh.
I don't really know about the whole animation circle on YouTube, not that well. I have watched like one of Butch Hartman's videos, and I was like, oh, that's fine. And then like I kind of left it, and everyone was like, that guy's the worst. And I don't really know what's going on there.
Well, he's like a dad trying to be cool with the kids on YouTube.
I
If
thought
you've
like that
seen
was
that-
the point. It's like
if you've seen
super funny.
If you've seen that 30 Rock gif of Steve Buscemi going, "Hello, children, fellow children, how do you do?" That's Butch Hartman. That's all he is.
That's so accurate. It hurts.
It's pretty funny.
But
Okay. Here's what I want everybody to do. Don't include the podcast as the source, but I want everybody to try to see if they can get Butch Hartman to recreate that GIF. Do it.
Oh my god.
Oh,
And if this happens, the podcast I will have gotten everything of this podcast that it's worth, and for that price alone, I will stop forever. Just not with this podcast, just my whole life will just stop.
Wow, that's pretty
Stop.
extreme, Nolan.
Yeah, so make it happen, guys, if you want me to stop forever.
Yeah, but for Hank Azaria, like what they should have done, it should have been like that one Rocky movie with Mr. T where Hank Azaria is just at a Comic-Con panel and the Apu guy is just like challenging him in front of everyone. It's like, wow, he can't back down from that now.
You know why you can? Don't get a sucker no statue. Give him guts. I told you I wasn't going away. You got your shot. Now give me mine. Why don't you get the hell out of there? Shut up, old man. I ain't going nowhere.
Actually, in Roger and Me, I believe Michael Moore does that to that guy. I was talking
Oh, in
about before.
public,
like
just to make it awkward.
Like at a public thing, like said, like, what do you think of the people of Flint, Michigan, and stuff? And they were like, the other guy was like, hey, I'm rich. I don't got to answer you.
I don't know. I just do a
Something like
voice.
that.
Leave me alone.
Well, like if he
Yeah.
would have done that now, like I challenge you to a fight, that would have been, because that's what's popular on YouTube now is all the big
Oh, hell yeah.
YouTubers instead are like
Wait.
getting into fights and shit.
Like
It's
fist fights?
always been popular.
What?
Like the
no,
it's
like physical boxing fights
What?
is like the big thing. Yeah, like
it all started with
Oh,
the
yeah.
nostalgia critic and the angry video game nerd. And they were like, they built up when I was younger, me and my friend Ken used to do that. We made like YouTube videos goading each other, but we missed the entire point that we had to be popular first in order for people to give a shit.
Oh.
So we're making these like call out videos for each other, and they're gone now. I don't have them anymore, so I'm sorry I can't get them back. But
Gone forever.
If you guys could
Yeah.
have a fight between two celebrities, who would it be?
ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, like a
Um,
beef that led to a fight?
Yeah, so say there's some beef on YouTube or whatever platform they're on, and then they got a fight in the boxing ring. You got
Okay,
front row
okay.
tickets to
I've
So
it.
Sli-
got the best one.
I hate everything in Derek Savage.
Oh.
I want that.
See, mine
I
would
want that
be Logan Paul and Danny DeVito.
What?
Why? What's the correlation?
Because that would be, because no one would see that coming.
I guess.
That people would be like,
Maybe
That's dumb.
people.
Okay.
But no,
So does anybody have a better one than Jim's, please?
Okay, I don't
The
want to.
best
I don't want
one?
to say mine.
the
Mine's too
best
soon.
one.
Also, CutShort, what was yours? You said you didn't want to say yours now, so you have to say it.
Probably like The Rock versus like 1970s Stephen Hawking. Like,
why?
and he just like, I want to give him like upgrades on his chair, you know, where like
Oh,
he's
so he's
doing
like-
flips and shit.
So he's like Bentley from Sly Cooper, where he could just like whip out a bomb and just like annihilate the Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Yeah, I want like a hovercraft on it and everything. He's got a flamethrower on the front. He's got spikes on his wheels and shit.
No,
It's
he,
awesome.
the bombs eviscerate Dwayne the Rock Johnson like in Spider-Man 1,
Oh, like the skeletons?
which is a real. Yeah, those really, really bad looking skeletons in the early 2000s CGI.
That was
that
jarring.
scene-
That was so jarring.
Everybody talks about Dwayne the Rock Johnson from The Mummy. But nobody ever talks about Spider-Man 1 eviscerated skeletons ever. And it's a
Oh.
shame.
Dude, I always go to bed thinking of that scene. What do you mean people don't talk
like-
about it?
No,
Every
I,
single night.
Have you think about it, but have you talked about it? CutShort at YouTube.com.
Fuck. No, I have
Yeah.
not. You guys
That's
know,
what I thought.
like, I have a problem of thinking too much about Amazing Spider-Man 2, just like the entire movie,
Oh.
because I left the movie so confused, and then now all I can think about is trying to like solve those plot lines in my head, even though it's just the worst thing ever.
Okay, I'll do it for you. Not even anybody who worked on the movie thought those plot lines through.
No.
Have you seen
Much
like the
like-
leaked emails?
The leaked
No.
emails?
Oh,
Oh.
It's like
all
Sony
those-
being like, you know what we should do? Should add in fucking dubstep. Kids
Yeah.
love dubstep. He should Snapchat everything.
Yeah, Amy Pascal trying to make a movie is the funniest fucking thing in the world. Although the most I know about the Sony emails are the what pertains to Genndy Tartakovsky and Sony Animation, because they're just like, we've been treating Genndy kind of bad, haven't we? And then everybody's just like, yeah, should we stop? Nah.
No.
Oh.
I love Genndy so much. Genti, I'm so sorry, babe. I'm sorry they're doing this to you. I'm sorry.
Did you hear about how Amy Pascal still is a producer on Spider-Man, even Spider-Man Homecoming, and she had to do the press tour with Kevin Feige, and like you could tell he was like, fuck, I got it, to get Spider-Man I have to deal with this lady. All right, fine. And then like midway through the press tour, they were like, so do you think Venom or any of those will be in the MCU? And he's about to say like, no, obviously not. She's like, yes, absolutely. And the Venom movie is next. And you could see his face was like, God damn it. I'm going to have to answer so many emails.
Oh, and now we got that Venom movie coming out.
They are so fucking obsessed with Venom. CutShort, actually. Tell us about how Venom ruined the OG trilogy.
So, Sam Raimi was working on Spider-Man 4. And he thought of Venom at one point, and he was like, no, I don't really have a great understanding of Venom. I'll do something else. I'll do a Stilt Man or some shit like that. But then the studio was like, no, people love dark and gritty. We need Venom to come in right now, and he's going to be the greatest thing in the world. And he's like, please don't make me fucking do this. Please don't. Yeah. But they made him do it. And then he was like, well, I don't want to take out the Sandman or Harry. So it's just the Sandman, Harry, and Venom. And you can tell that Sam Raimi does not understand Venom.
Yeah, oh yeah, he does. Because all his movies are 60s Spider-Man, not 90s and 80s Spider-Man. And there's like,
they tried to almost take it too seriously, but then there's points where they're not taking it seriously at all, like the whole dance sequence.
Yeah.
Which like mildly could be funny if like you made fun of Peter when he did it, but they tried to make Peter look really cool. And Tobey Maguire, as like a 30-year-old man with his hair flipping over his eyes, just can't look cool.
No.
Tobey Maguire can't look cool, period.
When I saw that movie, I recall people laughing in the theater. I'm pretty sure it was intentional, maybe.
I mean, people, when 3 happened, I think it was like very much, and this might sound silly, but was trying to be a sequel to 2 and do like a lot of the same things 2 did. Mm-hmm. But the reason that 2 was cool is because 2 did not do what 1 did. Mm-hmm. And I think that was like the dance sequence sort of doesn't work, but it's also like the Venom suit thing is like, that is its own movie. Like that should be its own thing. Like trying to mush that in with Sandman and another Green Goblin. And like, there was like, I've thought like, oh, if they just took this element out, Spider-Man 3 would work. But it's sort of like, it's such a disaster dumpster fire.
It's
next
so
to
dense.
Another one. It's just like, there's so many problems with it. It's hard to figure out what would be the one problem that's the greatest problem, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, I mean, the only good thing was Thomas Hayden Church's Sandman. I actually liked him as Sandman. Mm-hmm. I wish he had gotten his own movie. I think that would have been cool.
Yeah, Sandman as like a not even Spider-Man, just as a movie in itself, a person who like turns into being made of sand and he like loses control or whatever, or something like akin to that. But also I want to say, I think Spider-Man 3 in like shell shock, because there are some people who are like, well, I thought some of the parts were good, and then it slowly kind of just like over the course of 10 years devolved into pure disdain. Because way back then, I don't think anybody reacted as like fervently as they did, No, but
even oh, sorry, finish what you're saying. Sorry.
Like everybody was like, even if they knew it was bad, they were like, they didn't know how to process it because it was just like, what the fuck did I just see? Yeah. And to think about it, they were like, oh yeah, that's bad. That's really bad.
How did we go from the best Spider-Man movie to the worst?
And it was 2 years.
It's actually, I remember at the time when it came out on DVD and Blu-ray, Sony was shocked that no one was buying it. Like they were just surprised. And apparently it was sort of the beginning when people are starting to say like, I think Rotten Tomatoes and the internet has a little bit of a pull on audiences now. It's like they're getting smarter because they were like surprised that they were like, we could just put out anything and like people would be okay with it. We thought that would work with Spider-Man 3, but it was a huge flop on home video because it was Spider-Man 3. So
now they have to put it in with the rest of the movies to make it sell.
Oh, have you seen how shitty the Blu-rays for the Sam Raimi trilogy are? It's literally just they're just like a blue screen on the cover and then just like a photoshopped image of Spider-Man or whatever's the villain for the movie. Like it looks like one of my YouTube thumbnails.
I don't think that's exclusive to those. Like box art lately has been like main character or most marketable character pasted on a blank colored background with the logo. Like Anastasia or Blue Sky Movies. It's not even Disney and Cartoon Network are doing it. It's a thing now.
They're not going to spend a ton of money on a medium that's basically dying. Like they're like, look, we're not going to give a shit.
No, I know.
We'll still do this because there is still some revenue, particularly in like Disney movies and stuff. But like for the most part, it's like nobody's really getting Blu-rays.
The hero, the adventure,
Spider-Man! Woo!
the DVD with Spiderific extras like filmmakers' commentary.
Let Mom and Dad talk for a minute, will you?
Spider-Man archives.
Who is Spider-Man?
And much more. Spider-Man.
We'll meet again, Spider-Man!
You are amazing.
Friday, November 1st on DVD and video. Rated PG-13.
2 days ago, I went to the Best Buy and they were selling a DVD combo pack of Titan AE and some CG movie called Everyone's Hero together.
What?
Yeah, hang on.
See,
I need to find the Photoshopped
that's
image,
weird.
but hang on. Well, I mean, it looks like they just got the character from Titan AE and they painted him to look like a CG character, even though that movie's two-dimensional. It just looks horrendous. Hang on.
Nobody buys 2D.
While you're looking for that, I will say what my two fights would be. I never got to say mine. We moved on too quickly. I was like, no. I think Irate Gamer versus the actual video game nerd, like a full-on boxing match would be pretty cool.
Irate Gamer doesn't go by Irate Gamer anymore. He's like this guy named Puppet Steve, and he's like a Minecraft puppet, and he does unboxing videos and
Wait, what?
Let's plays. What? Yeah, he's actually more successful now.
I know he did like ghost hunting and some shit.
Yeah. Look, he's changing, he's evolving, He went through a AVGN phase, then a ghost hunting phase, now he's doing Minecraft as a puppet.
He's quote unquote evolving.
No, or shape-shifting like a cool,
like quotes, like Dr. Evil quotes, evolving.
Oh, that movie you're talking about, Pan, Everybody's Hero. Yeah. Do you want to know some crazy facts about it?
What?
Christopher Reeves, Superman himself, helped develop this, and it actually came out 2 years after he died, and he's credited with directing it.
Oh, no.
He's one of 3 credited directors. Because I remember when he died, they're like, because I was like, when I saw it, I go, that movie came out? Because I remember they're saying he was working on this movie when he died, and I'd never heard of it coming out. Apparently it did. But yeah, he directed it to be like his last sort of thing, the last Christopher Reeves project. I don't think he's in it, though.
No.
I think it's just directed.
So what you're saying is Everyone's Hero killed Christopher Reeve.
Everyone's Hero killed everyone's hero. Superman.
Everyone's Hero, yeah.
I mean, that's like such an obscure, weird little movie. Everyone's Hero killed everyone's greatest hero.
I saw that in theaters.
Hey, CutShort, your newest video, Christopher Reeves CutShort Life, Everyone's Hero.
Hell yes. Have I mentioned to you guys? Well, not. This is our first time talking. So here I am to mention to you guys. I keep on getting comments on my videos. I've posted about this on my Twitter. People don't call me like CutShort anymore. And by bringing this up, I'm only going to make it worse. But everyone just keeps on calling me cum shot. And I can't stop it. There's no stopping it.
What caused this?
It cannot be derailed.
What happened? Why are they doing that?
I don't know. Some guy made some comment once and it was like CutShort, more like cum shot, am I right? And it got to the top. And I was like, oh no.
Pan, was that you?
No, that's not a pun I would use.
It was Christopher Reeve's ghost.
Dude, do you think Christopher Reeve's ghost is still in a wheelchair, or do you think he's dressed up in the Superman tights and he can like fly around?
I imagine he's walking around and he sees someone. Anytime he sees someone watching Superman 3, a part of him cries.
Speaking of Superman 3, I was in a McKay's the other day and I found Richard Pryor's stand-up, which is called Super.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Disney. A stand-up special starring Richard Pryor.
Yeah, Warner Brothers cut me off because I can't say anything about a movie that he was in.
But yeah, the literal title is Super N-word. Yeah.
Oh my
Oh wow.
Lord.
Yeah. Look, hey.
So speaking of dead people, so Stephen Hawking died. Let me finish. So Stephen Hawking died, and Yo Mama uploaded a video like the day after, called "Quick Meme Stephen Hawking's," and it's just a picture of Heaven's Gates, and then it pans down on Stairway, and then at the very end of it, it's Stephen Hawking's going shit.
No, Yo Mama, come on, dudes.
Jesus.
And like, I want to make a note that I had no involvement with that. Like, I didn't know it was just a cut from a previous Yo Mama joke involving Stephen Hawking.
So what we're saying is Izzy is involved by proxy.
Well, like, there was no controversy or anything. There's just a couple people like, this is funny, but like, could you like wait a day? Like,
they waited almost 24 hours. That's the cutoff.
right.
Oh, Lord.
No one ever said anything about a wheelchair ramp to heaven.
Oh.
Do you think God is like, hey guys, it would be really fucking funny? And then Jesus is like, what? And then God like points down to the at the beginning of the stairways of heaven, and people in wheelchairs trying to get up, but they keep falling over, and God's just laughing. And Jesus is just like, Dad, you're so embarrassing. You need to get more progressive. I like to picture Jesus as like a hipster who wears his robes in like a really new hipster way that's popular with the kids.
He totally has a man bun.
He's
He
like
has a man bun.
He's like a hipster who complains about other hipsters, and you're like, but aren't you a hipster? And they kind of like lean into it but won't admit it. That's what I imagine Jesus.
I remember when the Star was coming out, and I said that movie looked like garbage, and my dad was like, don't be blasphemous, Nolan. And I'm like, what? Because it's a movie about Jesus, therefore it's blasphemous to make fun of it. And I'm like, Dad, you do realize that it's way more blasphemous for people to be making a commercial product off the Lord and Savior, right?
Yeah.
And he just kind of stared for a minute and goes, "Don't be blasphemous, Nolan." And I was wow.
You should call him out on the fact that he didn't take you to everyone's hero.
Yeah. You mean the Star?
Yeah, I don't know.
Typical stories. Also, I looked at the chat for 1 second after I made my story, and everyone was just going, "Cum Shot versus CutShort, best celebrity deathmatch."
Oh,
I love it.
I'm so sorry, CutShort.
No, I love it. I was so okay with this.
You agreed to come on this podcast. You agreed to a nightmare.
Oh, I'm okay. If I gave you guys, like, say I give you $50,000 cash right now, I Venmo it to all you guys, but you have to legally change your name to Cum Shot, would you guys do it?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
It's a little worrying how excited you were.
I get $50,000 to legally change my name, and I could just tell people to call me by my real name as a nickname. That's easy.
No, no nickname. This is your real name. You're proud of this,
Yeah, no, but I can still have a nickname. It's legal. It's not
Cumboy?
against the law.
Cum slut, what?
No, Nolan. Nolan's my nickname. It's Irish.
No, that's not how nicknames work.
Yeah. Hey, what's your nickname? Oh, it's Nolan, because that used to be my old name and I preferred over Cum Shot. There you go. Done. Easy. I fucking rigged your stupid system, Cum Shot, and I got $50,000 out of it. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna live proudly as my name, Cum Shot, and I have no money for it. Okay.
Wow. I can't believe you, a man in the late 21st century, would be named Cum Shot. I say late in the 21st century because after World War III, which is probably going to happen in the next decade, I don't think there's going to be centuries after that.
Dude, I am very worried for World War III, but at the same time, I've like researched it, and if I get drafted, I figured this out already. Because I did like band and shit in high school, I'm just gonna audition for like the drumline for the Navy and shit, and I'm gonna be the drumming away. No one will shoot me.
I don't think you can audition, number one, and number two, I don't think they use drummer boys anymore. So unless they decide to pull something really out of left field.
Oh shit.
But also, you don't have to worry about World War III because we are experiencing it through a series of small proxy battles that stimulate the war economy.
Well, can I be a drummer boy for those proxy battles at least?
Sure. Also, does everybody know that when I went to religious ed when I was younger, that all we did was play Yu-Gi-Oh, and the religious ed teacher was just so sick of it that she barely teached?
She just gave up on teaching?
Yeah, basically. I don't think I learned a fucking thing after the first couple days.
Some teacher.
Yu-Gi-Oh's pretty much our Lord and Savior. So
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Aren't religious schools afraid of Yu-Gi-Oh or something?
Oh yes, they absolutely are in Pokemon too.
If you ever sin, the devil played his trap card.
The devil plays his trap card, she says.
Oh.
Also, another Yu-Gi-Oh story. I had my friend over and I had all the Egyptian god cards, and to keep it fair, we would each pick one and then like discard the other. And I laid down this spell card where it was like you can draw any number of cards from your deck to your hand. And my friend had Slifer, and Slifer's special thing is that ever many cards are in your hand are his attack points. So he sacrificed monster, summoned Slifer, drew his whole deck to his hand, and attacked me. And needless to say, I got nuked. It was like he drew his whole fucking deck to his hand, so I'm pretty sure that was over like 10,000 attack points.
What the? And he killed you in one shot?
He killed me in real life, and I had to have a monster reborn drawn to save me.
You got sent to the Shadow
That
Realm
was
at
an
that
epic
point.
gamer reference.
Damn.
Nolan got sent to the Shadow Realm.
Did he just get one of your cards and just like throw him off of like the railing of a ship and say goodbye?
My cards!
I only owned the leg of Exodia. I didn't own anything else.
Oh, I have his hand.
If we come together, we can form him.
I still have a bunch of cards, and I'm pretty sure all those cards are either banned from tournaments or outdated to the point where they're just useless.
Yeah,
But
I'm so sorry. But CutShort, do you have any epic Yu-Gi-Oh stories or?
I never really played any Yu-Gi-Oh stuff.
No
I
card
was
games?
really into Pokemon when I was a kid. I still am now. I'm one of like the 5 people left on the planet that still plays Pokemon Go.
Oh,
But like,
wow.
I know, but I like hide it. I have my lowest brightness on and shit, and I'll like kind of open it up and like put it like next to my shirt. And like people don't even know that I'm like playing. I'm spinning those fucking Pokestops and shit. But
You're probably getting all the Pokemon right now. Nobody's getting them.
yeah.
oh, it's true, guys. It's true. This is just gonna go on a tangent. But when I was in high school, we used to always play like Pokemon Go, like in my final year. And I remember this was the only time, because I was in band, this was the only time that people weren't constantly banging all the time, because people were like too busy playing Pokemon Go. Because every single day you would like go into band and someone would like come up to you and be like, dude, these 2 people banged yesterday in like
Whoa.
the practice room. But it was like non-sinful at all for like 2 months when Pokemon Go was in. It was great.
You don't need to have sex when you can find a Squirtle, you know?
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they were already finding Squirtles before Pokemon Go, so I think it's.
I have so many stories of people just constantly banging every day.
At school?
Please do tell.
Yeah, why don't you do videos about that?
Yeah, gossip.
Yeah, come slut.
Whoa.
I remember.
Izzy.
Okay, I remember one time. Well, yeah, sure. I'll start off with this one. I remember once. I was like my freshman year, and I was on a band bus, and like there was this girl in front of me. She was like a senior or something at the time, and she was like, "Hey, we really like you. Do you want to come with us to like Six Flags and stuff? We're gonna go hang out." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, like sure." And then afterwards, like someone like pulled me aside and he was like, "Do you know that girl?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "That girl, last time she invited someone to Six Flags, she gave them a blowjob in the bathroom. And the guy, she was so bad at it that the guy was just flaccid for like 30 minutes in the bathroom." And then afterwards I got scared because I was like 13 and I was like, I don't want to go to Six Flags anymore.
Oh.
And then she never talked to me again.
So wait,
Damn.
she was a senior and you were 13?
Yeah, she was 17. That was also really weird. And I was like,
that is weird.
I don't like this. So that's when I got out of there.
She was probably like, fresh meat.
No.
Come slut.
Do you regret saying no or what?
No, I don't at all.
Okay.
Pan, just because you would regret saying no doesn't mean other people wouldn't, okay?
How explicit am I allowed to be on this podcast?
Absolutely as explicit as you want
Yeah.
to be.
Hell yeah. Okay, so I hope my girlfriend's okay with me saying this. But
Oh boy.
when I was
Oh boy.
Here we go.
like when I must have been like 16 or something. I started dating this girl and we were like 2 months in and we were like kind of each other's first, and we were like talking about it. And I was like, "Hey, are you comfortable with like, you know, doing a blowy doughy?" And she was like, "Yeah, sure." And so we were like in a car in like a park. And then she was like, hey, do you want to do this now? And I'm like, I guess this is kind of fucking weird because it was like 9 p.m. But she started doing a Slurpy Derpy, you know, as we call it. And then
I would have broken up with you if you kept calling it that.
I was thinking the same thing.
and so we're doing our thing. And then she like, I heard her phone go off. And like, it's like, as soon as it started, and then she answers it and she's like, oh, hey, Dad. And I'm like, oh, boy. And then afterwards, like, it was like a 10-minute call. And I'm just like sitting there in like the backseat of a car. And then she like hangs up and she's like, all right, would you like to continue? And I'm like, no, I'm good.
Right as she was about to do the sloopy poopy? Are you kidding?
Right after the slippery dipply dip.
Do the zip zap boopity bop.
Okay, what is it? I'm gonna throw it at my friend's benefits. I'm gonna be like, hey, you want to give me a Slurpy Derpy? Is that what it is?
Oh, dude, I don't
See what
know.
she says.
I'm sorry you are about to lose your friends with benefit, Izzy.
It's okay. She's just gonna hit me. It's fine.
Well,
Wow.
okay, you probably like that anyway.
This was just
Shut up. we
This
don't
was
talk
just
about my
supposed to
shit.
be a cartoon podcast.
This podcast was about cartoons. Now it's off the rails.
This is a hentai podcast
Oh
now.
man.
Yeah.
We should expand our brand. Fuck being about cartoons only. We're going to be the best podcast ever, period.
Yay.
Hey, Grammar Girl, guess what? You're out of a job, bitch.
What's the grammar girl?
Who
What is
dat?
that? Is that a thing? That's a thing?
Yeah, don't you know Grammar Girl,
Who?
bitch?
No, I actually
No.
don't. What? Did you just make something up?
She was a really popular grammar podcast.
Oh.
I don't-
It's a grammar podcast.
Wait, how would-
That sounds
What the
awful.
fuck's a grammar
That doesn't
podcast?
sound like you can't speak all the grammars all the time. That's not gonna work out good.
My elementary school was so ahead of the curve that we had classes about making podcasts and stuff.
What?
And yeah, this was elementary or middle school.
Wait, they
taught us how to
should
do this.
really have a plaque for you in that school now. Because you're on the
Yeah.
pizza party.
Yeah.
Oh God,
History.
no, absolutely not. That would be awful.
I'll mail them a plaque.
Hey, how about you mail "Shut the fuck up" to them? But no, yeah, and she showed us all these podcasts and stuff. I also have a bunch of short films I made in that class because they taught us video editing too.
Whoa.
And I have a video about Home Alone safety and a bunch of other stuff like a weather report thing. If I know how to reverse engineer a CD, I'll let you know if I'll upload them. But
Oh, you should.
yeah, I don't think any of my classmates will care, and if they do, too bad.
Nah. Man.
Bye.
Ooh. But one thing I wanted to ask about CutShort is you did a video on Star Wars Detours. You want to explain what that was?
Oh yeah.
You ready? Punch it! Yo, dudes, the Empire's pretty chill. Maybe you could, like, join it or something.
No, I left a message with your roommate, but your machine was full, so your landlord hung up on me when I was walking your dog because my homework ate it.
I got dressed for this.
Half dressed.
Put some pants on, man.
Hey, so, how's my nose look?
Oh!
So Star Wars Detours was an old TV show that George Lucas was gonna make. It was like a year before they sold off to Disney, and it was like
Ooh.
this CGI animated like show made by the same guys from Robot Chicken, except it was like some of the worst designed CGI, animation that you've seen because it was like 2005 CGI,
Mhm.
and it was like it was trying to be like almost edgy, but they couldn't get away with it like 100%. Like there's a scene where Obi-Wan like tries to hit on a woman with his mind powers,
What the fuck?
and it's like really, it's like almost rapey, and it's super weird. And then this almost came out. There's like multiple scenes on YouTube. You can find it. And then he sold it off to Disney, and Disney was like, "Hey, what if we just like didn't do this?" And George is like, "Fine, I don't care. I'm rich as shit." And so they
like
never
that.
came out.
No, he says, "Fine, I don't care. Go ahead." And then like a single tear rolls down his face.
Aw.
I like that he was like he had a choice. They're like, look, you can either have this dumb show or Strange Magic release. And he was like, oh, well, Strange Magic, obviously.
That's going to be the next big movie.
Because he like that was in his Star Wars negotiations that they had to release Strange Magic
in January.
And I love that like the Star Wars show. Yeah, well, apparently they were like they just had to release it, so of course it gets released in January. But like that he was like Strange Magic, absolutely. This show, like he,
which probably would have done better.
Yeah, which is it's weird that was like the hill he chose to die on was Strange Magic.
Okay, so she responded with just "What's that?" That's so disappointing.
Izzy, I like that you put up a poll here.
Wait, did you put up a poll?
This is it. This is the podcast I fucking die on. Good.
You put up a poll and you said Slurpy Derpy, yes or no. 28% are saying no. That's insulting. Personally, I do take that very personally.
If I met cut short, if I met you in real life, I would totally do a sloopy poopy with you. Totally, absolutely.
Okay, that's where I draw the line.
What'd I say?
Sloopy poopies. I'm okay with Slurpy Derpies though.
Isn't that the same thing? Sloopy poopy?
Oh,
No,
it's like
I don't know if you guys are keeping up with the lingo here. Now, granted, that might be a good thing.
Shout out to the stripper who responded with "Bring me Slurpy Derpy or bring me death."
Was that Nikki?
Bony Cakes.
Shout out to Bony Cakes. Thank you for my life getting dramatically cut short. I appreciate it. Oh, I didn't even intend to do that.
All right, she true Reggie.
Oh, I explained what it was, and all she responded was a bunch of dots, just like the dramatic dot.
Wow.
Man, that's gonna haunt me for a long time.
Yeah.
Slurpy Derpies, and you have nobody to fucking blame but yourself.
No.
This is
I'm okay with that. I'm gonna change my Twitter handle to Slurpy Derpy right now. Hang on. Let me do that.
Another text message. Dot. Wow.
This is embarrassing.
I just
great.
I just wanted to talk about lost media.
We wanted to talk about lost media. It became Slurpy Derby.
Yeah, you messaged me and you were like, "Hey, we could talk about canceled projects and everything," and I'm like, "Oh yeah." I didn't even know this was gonna happen.
No,
this is awesome.
This is all
and then
on
in the
my
back
control.
of your mind, all you can hear is Slurpy Derpy.
Nothing but regret.
This podcast is a disaster.
I'm watching my subscriber rate fall right now. Wow.
Wow.
Why are there police at my door?
Oh fuck.
Are you the infamous hacker Slurpy Derby?
It's me.
Oh.
You can't catch me alive, fuckers. you jump through the window and you just fall like 2 feet and you're like,
Oh.
No, wait, no, it's not that anymore. It's number 15, Burger King foot lettuce.
Guys, it's Chills. He's selling Burger King foot lettuce t-shirts now.
Okay, sorry. One last update on that. I go, yes or no, and she goes, not today. So I can
What's the possibility?
Oh.
Number 15, Izzy doesn't get a blowjob. The last thing
Not today.
The last thing you'd want to ruin your day is when somebody denies you a blowjob, but that's just what you might get. And thank you for coming onto the podcast, Chills.
God. If you guys want to buy some Chills brand official...
Wait, he's seriously doing foot lettuce t-shirts?
Yeah, I was watching his new video today, I forget, but there was an ad at the very end saying, hey, now I'm selling t-shirts. No. Now I'm selling t-shirts of Burger King foot lettuce. Be sure to check it out.
Number 15, I'm selling t-shirts now.
Chillsmerch.com. Be sure to go to chillsmerch.com for your Burger King foot lettuce
Wait,
things.
what is this? I don't even know what this is.
Okay, I'll explain the backstory. There's this channel called Top 15s who does top 15 horror lists.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes comedy, mostly horror though.
Mm-hmm.
And they did this list about stuff that might wind up in your food or something, I think it was. And number 15, oh no, it was top 15 awful 4chan posts or scary 4chan posts. And number 15 was this kid standing in Burger King lettuce with his shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really that scary. It's just kind of like, oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And it became a huge meme where people would just go, number 15, Burger King foot lettuce, because this ominous, creepy music was playing in the background. And it's just like total mood dissonance. And it seemed like he was just playing it completely straight.
That sounds like a ska band in the late 90s. But like a suburban one who would be like, we can name our Burger King foot lettuce and not get sued because we'll never get that big.
Yeah.
This is unprecedented shit posting in this podcast.
Yeah.
Now this is shit posting.
If you think about it, like this podcast itself is media. What could have been this podcast?
I mean, look, I was just trying to have an intellectual discussion about Star Wars Detours, because you want to explain why they canceled Star Wars Detours and banned it for existing?
Aha! This is a ploy. No. It's a ruse. No. It's an ambush. No. A subterfuge. No. A confining device. A snare. A box popped up with a stick. It's a trap. It's a wrap. Where's my hat? It's a trap.
Right now, it's basically just in the Disney vault. Mickey Mouse is standing there with a kitchen knife waiting for you to try to come at his ass. But it basically just got canceled just because Disney watched it and was like, this is not the direction we were planning on going. Because they wanted to do the whole trilogy and everything. And then George Lucas comes to them with a little iPad or something, and it just has Obi-Wan trying to mind trick this woman into being with him, and they're like, please stop, please leave.
How much of the stuff that you think when they bought Star Wars that he showed them that they were like, just throw out all of it? Because like there seems to have been a lot, like the scripts, the plans for the sequel trilogy he had, and all that stuff. Anyway,
yeah,
what were you gonna say?
I don't know every single little thing, but I mean, it was basically everything. Because I assume they came in and they went, Star Wars is not going in a good direction right now.
Yeah.
And then Lucas already wanted to do 7, 8, and 9. He had ideas. I don't know if the script was fully made for it, but he had full ideas and everything.
He had approached the main 3 at the very least before Disney bought him.
Yeah, and then I assume Disney Disney took it, and then they were like, okay, we are scrapping everything. Just start from stage 1. Get rid of the extended universe, call it Legends, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised that he was going to do one, because wasn't he super adamant about not doing episode 7, or was he just kind of like lying to
I think he was lying, because he did do that in a 60 Minutes interview, which is like the most public way you could say I'm not going to do something. But he apparently was like changing his mind, but he like episode 1 he was hyping up for years before he actually did it. And episode 7, it seemed like he was doing more in secret before he came back. But I was surprised that he didn't, because with the prequels, he actually did try to get other directors involved and failed. And with 7, 8, and 9, he was apparently like, no, I'm going to do these still. I
have a suspicion. I haven't heard this from really anyone else, but I have a suspicion that he kind of planned 7, 8, and 9 almost as a strategy to sell it to Disney, because he's basically saying, hey, I don't need you to buy this. Like, you better come up with a big number, or else I'm just going to keep on making this. And either probably to them, that'll make the brand worth less because it'll be another George Lucas trilogy. Yeah. And then to him, he's like, so give me more money, I'll just keep on doing this. I don't need you here.
I actually could see that, but I think though they probably knew if you could get, because it seemed like he was going to get Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, and Carrie come back.
Mm-hmm.
If to my limited understanding, I'm really off. He might have just had discussions. They were like maybe, but if he could get them to come back, that movie would have done well, regardless of if he had directed it or not.
Yeah,
like,
I
think we would have all seen it. Like it would not have been what The Force Awakens was in terms of a cult phenomenon, but it still probably might have been the second or third highest grossing film of all time.
Yeah.
Still, so it's like
the brand carries so much weight. It's just no matter who makes it, it's almost inevitable to be huge.
Yeah. I mean, what the lowest grossing one is Attack of the Clones. How much did that make?
I think so.
250. Like it's ridiculous. Like it's a huge brand. Like not even, I don't know.
And now Disney owns it, and Marvel, the two biggest film franchises, and Disney owns them.
But
and soon they'll own Fox too.
Because
well, they already do technically, don't they?
Speaking
they
of
have to
those
get approval.
franchises, should we pour one out for Toys R Us?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was sad.
I went there yesterday. It's still mine's still pretty populated.
Yeah.
Did you see any signs?
Nope, not yet. I mean, what really killed Toys R Us, like I remember hearing a bunch of articles saying how the people who bought Toys R Us were already in debt, so them having a tiny decrease in sales is what really killed them out of nowhere. Like, had they not already had been in debt by some other company, they would have been fine, but no, business stuff.
There's so many problems with it because they couldn't get like exclusive deals for Star Wars or the Lego movie stuff. And, like, there are a lot of big brands that they failed to like align with at the time that they were kind of coming up, and it seemed like it just like was getting worse and worse with Toys R Us, which is like sad.
Yeah, we got it.
I mean, it's sad to think I'll never go into Toys R Us again, and even like, I mean, like I've been going in Babies R Us a lot lately for obvious reasons, but that's even sad to think like, oh, I'm not going to be able to go there anymore. It's just like gone. Like, I don't know, it's depressing.
I haven't gone to a Toys R Us in forever, and like, honestly, I've only bought 2 times ever from a Toys R Us. Bought 2 things ever, I guess. You know, I didn't go there every week, you know.
You were more of a KB Toys kid.
Yeah.
Okay,
Pretty much.
so like my favorite thing about Toys R Us was the VHSs they used to send, because they teamed up with like Nintendo Power or something, and like they had like I have this Banjo-Kazooie VHS that's like narrated by John Lovitz.
Yes.
Talking about how great Banjo-Kazooie is, and there's another one that's Star Fox 64, where it is hilarious. If you want to see the most melodrama thing ever, like it's Sega and Sony kidnapping a guy, trying to get information about the N64, and like they have like a Mario mascot doll that they're torturing to get the guys to speak. It is amazing 20 minutes. I recommend it. You will love it.
The Star Fox 64 promo, yeah, where they just like get a car battery and attach it to the Mario doll and they start torturing.
Look at your little plumber boy now.
What are you doing? No! Not the Mario doll hooked up to the battery cable torture cat! No! That's enough. That's enough. All right.
If you want to see peak 90s VHSs, talk about the Jennifer Aniston, Matthew Perry Windows 95 tutorial.
Yeah.
That shit is classic and I love it.
I actually...
I had that as a kid, and every time we watched it, it would magically put me to sleep. It was that boring. I was like, this is so lame. What's that magic button?
It was not funny at all.
No.
It was not funny, but that's what made it so special.
Yeah. I always wondered like how... like, because they only could get 2 of the friends, what was the negotiations like with the other friends? Like, they were like, I'm not doing that shit.
They're probably afraid of computers or electricity.
I mean, Jennifer Aniston was the most popular one, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was surprised that she, like, out of all of them, like, she did it in Matthew Perry, but, like, why didn't anyone else do the Microsoft thing?
Mm-hmm.
Or were they like, we can only pay 2 friends? What are the 2 friends you could have? Or, I don't know. How did that go down? I would watch a
really,
video
really
about
popular one, and
that.
the one who was so doped up he probably didn't even remember film.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's like you're not going to do Matt LeBlanc because he's known for being dumb, and that's not going to work. So you're anyway. Sorry, I'm not going to go through how they made the Microsoft video.
Jim explains the semantics of the Microsoft video.
Yeah, sometimes I like to watch a show and like guess, like, I wonder how they made this. Like, what was it like the development process, and like, oh, I wonder when they shot that. Like, what were craft services like that day? You know, that's what I think sometimes.
I actually got to kind of experience that when my sister went to be an extra on Sleepy Hollow. They just block places off. There were trucks everywhere. There's craft services like two blocks down. The cast trailers are 2 blocks down. It's not like localized in one area. It's like they take up like so much space, and it's like, damn.
Yeah.
Fucking overcompensate much, why don't you?
It's just like when the Monster Trucks was filming, and there was that one guy angry on IMDb's forum saying, I will not watch this movie when it comes out. You people have been blocking the road and being very rude to me.
I sort of hope that guy was like, man, all I have in this life is that there's no longer Monster Trucks and to listen to the Pizza Party podcast. And then one day we were making fun of him
No, he doesn't even have his old post where he made that forum post on IMDb anymore because they removed the forums. Douchebags.
Oh man, this guy's.
that's right.
Did you archive it?
No, well we have our podcast where we read it, so that counts for something.
Not really.
Yeah, we have lost media on a podcast that also has lost media. It's just it's circular. It rhymes. It's poetry.
But
What? That doesn't make it.
Just trying to quote.
Makes about just as much sense as when George Lucas fucking said it. Jim.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
but I keep trying to bring up that one Star Wars Detours thing. Like, it was basically Robot Chicken, but with Star Wars, but for kids, I guess. But one of the reasons I kept hearing that they don't want to show anyone this thing is they want people to take Star Wars seriously, and they're afraid that having a kids cartoon making fun of Star Wars would teach kids to not take this stuff seriously at all, and like they want to introduce it to a new audience.
There's a whole scene where this one's on YouTube. You can look this one up.
Yeah,
but there's like Mace Windu, or no, I'm sorry, Obi-Wan is like doing a comedy routine. Like, this is one of the skits in the show, and he's like, it starts off and he goes, "Get it? His name is Mace Windu because he fell out a window," and then nobody laughs, and that's just the end of the skit. And they're like, okay, I get why you don't want to put that out.
I think that's funny. Seeing Obi-Wan try to do stand-up and failing sounds like a great idea.
Yeah,
that's the thing, is that I think it could be funny, but it's just, I get why they didn't take it out, or why they didn't bring it out.
I don't see how a Robot Chicken for kids would work, because most of the joke is that it's these things from your childhood doing inappropriate things. So like, you're taking out the inappropriate, it's just like things from your childhood. That's like all it would be.
Yeah, and that's kind of just why it didn't work, because they couldn't get away with the real jokes that they wanted to tell.
Yeah.
And so you kind of just have like these B or C jokes. And apparently, I forgot who said this. It might have been Seth Green or someone. There's an interview of him saying they would bring up a joke to George Lucas, and say they bring up like 5 jokes. They would tell him like the first 4, and George Lucas would be like, "Nah, I've got better jokes." And so like 1 in 5 jokes would be like the Robot Chicken guys, and the other 4 out of 5 would be like a George Lucas joke. So you could tell.
The lead writer on this show that was a comedy show was the guy who created Jar Jar Binks.
Basically. Because I mean, at that point, they were like, well, I don't want to say no to George. He's George Lucas.
Jar Jar is the key to all of this.
Wow. I mean, I actually think, and I've heard this rumor about the Disney streaming service, whatever it's going to be called, is that they're actually just going to like let out a lot of this stuff that's just in the vaults, because they're like, whatever, who cares at this point?
Yeah,
because like that. But that's been the rumor that I've heard, not specifically Star Wars Detours, but just about like almost everything in general, that they might do that.
Yeah, because sometimes they just dump stuff on streaming. Like over in Europe, on Netflix's Europe, they released like the Zoolander animated series on there, and there's like 6 episodes, and that's the only place to find it. So if you're in Europe and you got Netflix, you can watch it. The Zoolander animated series that happened.
Either that or you can use a virtual network to access Netflix Europe. There are other ways to access Netflix Europe.
Well,
yeah, but it's just weird because like I don't think there was any news on that Zoolander cartoon, and it just appeared into existence on this streaming service, and it was like, what the fuck is this?
I mean, you can also watch Annihilation on English Netflix, so you have both of those options, I guess.
So my problem with that friggin' Star Wars Detours thing is like, they think kids aren't going to take something seriously all because they see like jokes or skits or maybe memes about some topic. Like, do you think that would really happen? Because I grew up with a bunch of like Star Wars parodies and cartoons, and I still grew up to love Star Wars, you know?
I'm getting why they did it, because they wanted Star Wars to be more of a serious thing. But they've also kind of already screwed themselves by doing the prequels, which is something no one's going to take seriously anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, there's memes of like every single scene. But I get why they don't want to be like, oh yeah, he fell out a window, and they're just like making fun of one of the biggest character deaths in the prequels.
I mean, but maybe they just told George Lucas that to be like, no, it's just this is serious, and he was like, oh, okay, I guess that's a reason. And later they're like, that was horrible.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. There's like 3 story. Yeah, it does feel like there's like 3 different reasons why Star Wars Detours went away.
Yeah. But it's like how many episodes were finished?
Like
in the
30
end?
something?
Yeah, it was a fair amount.
I mean, to me, it's like just release it. Like it would do decently enough that it would be worth just like putting it out because they didn't spend any money on this stupid thing. So like, who cares? You know.
What I'm wondering is that the clips that they've shown probably is the better clips. You know, because they want people to get in the show. So if their better clips are the ones that people are looking at and going, "This is pretty bad," then I can only imagine what the actual show is.
Oh yeah.
You know what would be a good movie is is like seeing a movie about the executive that had to go to George Lucas's house and go through all the crap that he was making at the time before they bought Disney, and him just like it's like being stuck at your parents' friends' kid's house and you have to hang out with him for the day. But instead, he has to watch embarrassing Star Wars movies and stuff like that, and like look at his treatment.
Jar Jar porn.
Yeah, it was like. He's like, no, I don't think anyone wants a Jar Jar spinoff movie. He goes, no, hear me out here. It's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful. And like, it was like, man.
Yeah.
I know this is an animation podcast, but last night I was talking with my friends about this. What was your guys' first jobs?
I was the Verlo mattress man. I walked on the sidewalk in a mattress costume, waving to people, and then people would throw snow at me.
Wait, I don't know if this is true or not.
It was in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. I went to a Verlo store. I went there for like 3 to 4 hours a day. I didn't have anything to listen to because I didn't own an iPod. So I was stuck just like with my own thoughts for 3 hours in a heavy mattress man suit.
Wow.
And it was pretty awful. And then the next job after that was the summer before I moved to North Carolina, where I made tacos for people.
Wait, what was your first job, CutShort?
My first job. Oh, geez. Okay. I worked at a grocery store.
Oh, sorry. Wait. I'm sorry. Let's start over. Come shot. What's your?
Oh.
So I worked at a grocery store for 3 days. I had 2 days worth of training, and it was like a super high end grocery store where like a bunch of like famous people went, like the Kardashian people would like come in. I didn't know them, but like that's what they told me, because during the training they had a whole section of like what you do when the famous people come, which was super weird. But it was in like a super high end market in like a super high end city that was like 40 minutes away from my city. And then I worked there for 3 days. Learned that everyone was super rude, and it's just the worst, because it was a whole like deli market that I worked at, and if people don't get their meats within like 2 minutes, then they freak out. So after 3 days, I was like, I don't really want to do this, so I just quit.
I guess you couldn't keep up with the Kardashians.
No, I couldn't.
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah.
My first job was either being a PA in college, so being like a assistant, like a tutor type thing, but in class, or it was the freelance job. My first freelance project was for Bowling for Soup.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I mentioned it before in the podcast, so no reason to dwell on it.
Yeah, you did an album cover for them, the camping album, or what was it called?
Fishing for Woos.
Yeah,
that was originally supposed to be an EP, and then later on they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we quit our record label and this is now a full-fledged album. And I'm like, holy shit.
Jim, what's your job? Your first job?
Oh, I was like a babysitter, because I was the only male babysitter, so I had my own kind of that was like kind of my niche. Is like they'd be like, oh, my kids don't want a woman baby or a female baby or girl babysitter, I guess, so we'll get Jim. And so that was like my job for like a couple of years. It was just like, because certain families would be just recall me back.
Oh yeah,
it was cool. I watched a lot of HBO.
Okay,
that doesn't count.
That doesn't count. Okay.
Babysitting is like the pre-job. That's to get you ready for it.
Well, I guess
that's like a lemonade stand.
It's not a job; it's a club. There's a whole book series about it, Jim.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Babysitters Club.
I guess I worked in an folks home in like a dining area for a little bit. So that would probably be the first like real one.
Well,
Wow.
okay. I guess this kind of counts as a job, but when I was in college, like first year, I decided to work for the school newspaper and stuff. Except I was like a video editor for them, since I had experience making videos on YouTube. You know, that's me. And well, it was like my first year of making actual videos on YouTube, by the way. Well, as RebelTaxi, but anyway. I don't know, they said, hey, if you do this for 6 months, it'll prove that you actually want to work here and we'll actually pay you. So it's like, hey, all I gotta do is do this for free for 6 months and I can just edit videos as a job. This will be great. And 6 months finally happened. They just gave me $100. It's like, what the fuck is this shit? This is my payment? $100? It's not even a real job. It's just like I don't know, some extracurricular college activity or something. Some credit.
Your college fucking scammed you.
I was like, what the fuck? It was $100. I was like, now I'll never get paid to edit videos. What the fuck? Dicks. Yeah. But there was the movie theater and that was it. But you guys want to get into what little news there is?
Oh yeah, sure. What news? What
Butch
news
Hartman
is
up
there?
to?
No, he's done his job. But all the news
that should be a new segment on the Party Podcast. Like, what's Butch Hartman up to this week?
Let's butch it up.
Oh, the Butch updates. Oh man. But okay, the only bit of news we got is Netflix is adapting the Winx Club into live action.
Look up you want, just don't touch the hair. We are the Winx.
Wait, what's that?
Exactly.
You don't know the Winx Club?
It was
What
like the
is-
poor
what is
man.
that? I don't know.
No, the Winx Club was the poor man's witch, which was the poor man's Sailor Moon.
Oh.
It's essentially just a bunch of superpowered girls that have like it's like Jake Long.
It's Madoka Magica for babies.
Tim doesn't know what these are.
Couldn't Netflix just afford Sailor Moon? I feel like they can. Who has Sailor Moon now?
I don't think
Can't
people would
Netflix get it?
accept a remake of Sailor Moon not from Japan.
No, but
Yeah.
they could just buy. I mean, they could just buy the old ones. Who has those on streaming?
Funimation, maybe?
Crunchyroll?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
But also, I mean, like, this is cheaper.
yeah, cool. They can't afford Sailor Moon. They got Winx. Everyone remembers Winx.
Not really.
No.
This is like Netflix has too much money to burn. That they're like, I don't
Shit.
know, Winx, whatever. Who
Who the
cares?
Speaking of Netflix, I'm really enjoying Jessica Jones.
Jessica
Oh, is that
Bones.
good?
Season 2. Oh yeah, I love Jessica Jones. It's the only superhero that I really like, mostly because it's not really superhero-y.
Mhm.
It's like the anti-hero.
I only
just-
kind of want to watch it because I like Kristen Ritter.
Yeah, she's so good. Have you seen Don't Trust the Bitch in Apartment 23?
No, I've only seen her on the Eric Andre show, as you all are very well aware.
Hell
That's
yeah.
the only show. That's the only show I watch ever.
Seriously, Nolan, watch Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23. It is hilarious.
I will watch it then. I'll put it on my backlog.
Yeah.
If you want to like jump ahead and just do an episode randomly, episode 4 of season 1, she tricks her roommate into making porn.
How?
Yeah, I'm all
Wait,
about
what?
this.
Yeah. She so basically her roommate makes jam and to make extra money for rent. And so the bitch decides, hey, you know what? I'll record it and then sell it from some kind of food fetish site.
How'd they know my job?
But it's super good. Oh, and James Vanderbeek is in it as himself, but like a really cartoony version of himself. It's amazing.
When you said that, when you gave me the jam synopsis, it reminded me of people who would like crush bread for money, where they would like essentially like rub the bread, like, oh yeah, you're ready to see me fucking crush this bread, and then they would slam their fucking face into it, and people would get like their rocks off to it. This is a real thing. I'm not making this up either.
God, why? But you guys want to get into the questions, and that's all the news we got.
Do we have news? What?
Winx Club, that's about it.
Dragon Ball Super is ending.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it has one more episode left.
Oh shit, Dragon Ball Super's ending, and that's the last anyone will ever hear of Dragon Ball, because it's totally an obscure anime that'll
It'll be gone.
Yeah, we'll never see that.
Okay, you know that's not true. You know in
No.
10 years they're gonna revive it again.
No, wait. In 1 year, they're gonna revive it.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Ultra.
It feels like Dragon Ball got super popular recently somehow. Like, well, it was already popular, but it got even more popular recently. I don't know why.
Because of the movies.
Yeah, for sure.
The movies. There's a game right now, Dragon Ball Z Fighters.
I mean, I feel like it's like now this generation's Transformers, you know? Where it's just like that thing that's never going to go away, and eventually someone's going to try their hand at another stupid live-action movie.
I don't know if that makes sense.
I want it to happen. I want it to be good.
No, that's fine, but I don't know if that's a good like that doesn't really work because this generation's Transformers, like, because Transformers is still around. I mean, never left.
Well, okay. Well,
it's like people wanting Sonic team to remake Sonic Adventure again, except like the team who makes Sonic sucks, so they won't get a good game.
Nolan, you keep talking shit about the Sonic Adventure series. I saw you with what was it, Saber or someone? You're like they need to bring back Sonic or something, and you're just like, oh, you mean like people keep wanting you to bring back Sonic Adventure, and then you did your troll face.
Oh yeah, no, that was someone called me Johnny said that Sonic Riders belonged in the trash, which is incorrect. The first one is great. So I said, oh, like how you want them to bring back Sonic Adventure. I was being funny.
Why is it funny? I love Sonic Adventure.
Wow,
God,
that's tragic.
It's like a married couple.
No, it's a good. The hard part about it is like I don't know how to argue for it because yes, the gameplay has like aged like sour milk, but. And it's all nostalgic, but there's something good about Sonic Adventure that needs to be remade.
Oh,
okay.
Hang on. Avenge Hero 1 in the chat reminded me, did you guys hear about how Latin America had a legit public viewing party for episode 130 of Dragon Ball Super, and Toy Animation was like having a shit fit?
Wait for a second. Nolan's on this podcast, and we're not even going to talk about Sonic Mania Adventures.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, they announced like...
There's like a bunch of news.
Yeah,
You're an idiot, Pan.
I forgot. I checked all the animation news, and none of them talked about it. That's like gamer news. Oh my gosh.
The Sonic Mania Adventures is animated.
I'm like, 2D. Just talk about it. You talk about it.
Nolan, talk about it.
I like Tyson Hess's art, and I'm really excited for him to make an animated 2D series. I just wish it wasn't on YouTube, so they had more budget.
There'll probably be like 10-minute shorts each or whatever, and there's 6 episodes.
No, it's on YouTube.
It's YouTube, so it'll be like 5-minute shorts each, and then
it's gonna be like 30 seconds.
Yeah, no one's got money for animation anymore. Sad.
Well, because we don't really know any information besides that it's going to be in the same art style as the intro, which means Tyson Hess, Tyson Hess, is it right? He's going to be probably the art director. It's most likely going to be Studio Yada again.
Mm-hmm.
And random people that Tyson Hess is friends with help him out on the side. Because I remember Ian Jones-Cordy said he helped on it. So I think there were some uncredited people who helped out, but if you helped out with the Mania intro, thank you.
Yeah, you're even thinking Ian Jones-Cordy?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
It came out good. I give credit where it's due, goddammit. Also, I found a bit of news while I was browsing the internet.
Lego Incredibles?
There's going to be a Lego Incredibles video game coming out for PS4, PC, Switch, and Xbox One.
What the fuck? Why not just make a real Incredibles video game? Well, they already did, but a second one, a third one, you know what I mean.
The only tie-in games that people will do is Lego games because their models are easy to make.
Yeah.
I mean, has a Lego game never not made money at this point?
Lego
good question.
Island? Lego Adventure Island? The first one?
2001?
Yeah.
You didn't specify. You just said if they did or not.
Yeah, right. Fair point.
Did you guys see that really awful Rick and Morty music video?
The
music video. Let me finish. I thought the visuals were good. I just didn't think the music video fit the music, and the music wasn't really that.
It doesn't really fit Rick and Morty. It feels like they. I don't know. It's like I feel like those characters wouldn't be in a music video looking all smooth like that. Like I sort of didn't like that.
I liked it, but it was Run the Jewels, so I like anything
you're
related
easy
to
to
that.
Please, Pan.
Shut up.
Is Adventure Time ending this year?
The Run the Jewels Rick and Morty music video, yeah. Oh, it's ending.
No, Adventure Time is ending. It's supposed to be an hour-long thing or something. I don't know. It's going to be interesting because I feel like when it ends, a lot of people are going to be like, you know what, it wasn't that bad at the end.
It was that bad.
Well, aren't they going to do a Minecraft video yet?
What?
A Minecraft episode? Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Has it aired?
Who cares?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like really hard to follow anything anymore.
Let's all think about the fact that this entire podcast was started out of spite for Adventure Time.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that is true. So I guess we're obligated to honor its finale, even if it turns out to be disappointing.
Whenever the finale is, we should like do a thing after it or something.
Yeah, just
like
like
a post show.
Oh,
we should all pour one out for our homies.
You mean we should celebrate podcast number 100 and diss on that shit?
If it does come out, we are totally going to save it for episode 100.
Because this podcast
which episode is this?
99.
Oh shit,
we're fucked.
Yeah,
like we're trying to do.
I told you. Man, I told you we could do fucking movie commentaries or half in the bag reviews, and you keep saying no for some reason.
Because it takes longer to do that, and I'm like, I got to do the comic, and then I got to do these things. So it's like,
dude, movie commentaries would be so easy. They're just podcasts, except you don't have to edit them.
Well,
yeah,
I do have to edit them, but there are as many people going to
really.
Wait, hang on, because it's like if it's the commentary on a movie, hang on, because not as many people are going to watch a single still image of a commentary, because that's. Not as many people are going to watch that.
That's not how Adam from YMS has been doing them, and they seem to be doing pretty okay. So.
I'm going to say, I would almost guarantee that anyone that watches the podcast on YouTube will probably watch a commentary.
Yeah, but if they need the movie.
Yeah, but if we did a commentary on Monster Trucks, 1 million views.
Yeah. We might as well. At this point, we might as well. We might as well just. Next time, commentary on Monster Trucks. That's what we'll do.
Yeah, it's a commentary on Monster Trucks, commentary on Rent, commentary on the that Rocket Power movie.
Yeah, I'm usurping Pan's control of the podcast.
I still think what we should do is just skip 100 and then refer to it like it had happened already. And then we can just insert those things into 100. Just be like, man, I can't believe this thing happened, and then Izzy will be like, yeah, that was crazy, and then I'll have to do it.
You guys should do for episode 100, do a 24-hour stream, except put Monsters Trucks on repeat for the full 24 hours.
Yes.
And in each one of you, for each showing of the movie, say Pan's on the first one, you have to get another person on the second viewing, another person on the third viewing, until the 12th viewing, you have 12 people in the room, all just going batshit crazy over Monster Trucks, or just one person the entire time.
Yeah.
So, or get Butch Hartman on there. Say, hey, we're doing our 100th podcast. We're not gonna tell you what it is, though.
I'm usurping. I'm changing the narrative. This is a coup d'état.
What?
You don't know what a coup d'état is?
No, that's why I asked.
Is that like a French thing?
Oh my god, you guys don't know what a coup d'état is?
No,
Really?
that's why we're asking.
A coup d'état is like a takeover. It's like a fucking. It's like, do you remember the Avatar episode where Azula takes over Ba Sing Se? That's a coup d'état. It's where you take over the ruling party and then replace it.
I have a confession to make. I never actually watched Avatar: Last Airbender.
What the fuck?
Hey, you never watched Futurama. I mean, I casually watched Avatar: Last Airbender. I never followed it. I was a Cartoon Network kid,
Wow, that's a big revelation.
I never finished Cowboy Bebop either.
What?
Damn. Wow. You guys have an open spot in the podcast now, right?
Who even are you?
Do you legitimately just ban Pan from the podcast?
Do you like animation, or I'm confused?
Look, I can't watch everything ever made. I sample a bit of everything, it's like ordering the sample.
Do you want to replace Pan?
You gotta order the sample platter from Applebee's. Get some mozzarella sticks with some boneless wings with some quesadillas. Bit of everything.
What are you talking about?
It's hard to watch every episode. I think I watched every episode, but the final episode of Cowboy Bebop and the two-parter in the snow.
What are you talking
Okay,
about?
so now that he's out of the podcast, how do I start this? How do I host
You
this?
just go like you just say something about goth girls and say yeah. And
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I'm missing 3 episodes of Cowboy Bebop. Also, I never saw the movie.
that's fine. I'm
To be
okay
fair,
with
the
that.
movie
One.
wasn't really that good.
Okay.
Yeah, no one's gonna get that upset about it.
Yeah.
There's like one pedophile joke, and that's it. That's all I remember from the movie.
Wow, that's the only thing you remember.
Wow, really sticks.
Yeah. It was awkward.
Oh.
Because I think it was also like a transvestite joke too.
Mm.
It was like some like person being like, "You're not a little boy," and then like Ed runs away, and that was the movie.
So not only do you remember it, you remember the lines. You rehearsed this.
Shit.
I didn't rehearse it. It's just been permanently burned into my mind.
Yeah, so I really should watch the final episode. Anything involving that lady, his wife, or whatever, whoever she was, you know, with Cowboy Bebop. You know.
Wait, what?
You know, I haven't watched the episode that featured that lady, whoever she is, where they're in the snow.
What are you?
And the final episode. I haven't watched every episode of Cowboy Bebop, but anyway, you guys want to get into the questions?
Okay.
We're accepting questions, you
Yeah.
ponces.
But if anybody has a question, be sure to start out with the word question so it's easier to find. And our first question is from YouTube, and it says, a guy named Crystal. Question, what are your favorite depictions of historical figures in cartoons, excluding Clone High?
Oh, that was gonna be my answer.
Whoa, change question. Pass.
Boo, this
Look,
question
that's
sucks.
hard mode. You gotta,
Boo.
look, hang on. There's some in his replies like Hitler and Captain Planet where he had the Hulk Hogan mustache. Remember that?
Yeah.
What?
That's a
I
good one.
do not remember that at all.
Maybe someone should make a video compiling all of Hitler's appearances in children's cartoons.
Oh, that's what I'm working on right now as we're talking. That's so
shit.
funny.
Oh man.
Wow, I can't wait to see the new cover.
I can't tell if that's a joke or not.
Honestly, I'm kind of shocked that Loose Cannon, Lindsay Ellis's show, hasn't like done that yet. Because she did Death and Hades and a bunch of other cool people.
So you think Hitler's a cool guy?
I threw that in there just so you could do that. No.
Hitler is pretty epic out of 10, of course.
All right, so cut out that little slice of voice right there. Paste it everywhere.
I bet Hitler watched every episode of Cowboy Bebop.
Hitler watched every episode of the podcast, and he's like, "Man, I wish I could be on."
I mean, I can't wait till someone makes that video of Hitler going like, "I can't believe Pan Pizza hasn't watched every episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender."
Yeah, even Hitler looks down upon you, Pan, you fucker.
Look,
okay, so speaking of Hitler, there was this like sitcom.
Speaking of Hitler, says Izzy.
So this is when it hard cuts in the video podcast.
Okay. So, did you guys ever see Hail Honey, I'm Home?
I know what that is. I
didn't see it, but I've heard of it.
I want to see it so bad.
I watched it. I think it's on YouTube. I found it in high school, but it was like this weird sitcom. I can't tell like what was going on with it, but it's just a sitcom where they portray all of World War II history as if it was a sitcom with Hitler and his wife trying to live next to a Jewish couple.
How wacky.
It's a thing. It exists. It lasted one episode.
See, it would be better if Kevin James played Hitler because that's just perfect casting.
Pan, when are you going to make another? When are you going to make a sequel to that? Australia's Naughtiest Videos with Hail Honey, I'm Home.
Oh yeah, the true shortest TV series ever on TV.
How long did that thing air that got cut off? Was it like 15 minutes or something?
30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So half of it aired.
CutShort, what's one video you've wanted to make but haven't been able to for whatever reason?
Oh shit. Oh man, I didn't think about this. Let's see. I want to do more stuff with the Amazing Spider-Man, but I got super spooked the first time I made an Amazing Spider-Man video because I made the video and then I got a letter from Sony, like an email from them, and they were like, "Hey, don't do that again. We're striking your video right now. Not giving me like an X, but we're taking down all monetization for your video because you used clips from the movie, and they were like, "You're like, don't talk about us again." And I'm like, "Yes, sir. Yes,
What the
sir."
fuck? So they emailed you personally?
No, it wasn't a personal email. It was obviously like a lawyer typed that up like years ago, and they just sent it out to anyone that like demeans their movie or some shit.
Jesus.
You should have. You should have
Amy
responded.
Pascal is super defensive.
Yeah. You should have just responded with the script of Amazing Spider-Man 2.
With their leaked emails.
Yeah.
Hey, why didn't you put more dubstep in the movie?
That was my major complaint with Amazing Spider-Man 2. Not enough dubstep. Oh, question for Pan. If you bend an element, what would it be?
Well, I guess Airbender, since you could fucking fly, although I'd be dead, so no. Airbenders are dead now.
Suck. You don't deserve to answer.
Oh my
that question.
god, I'm sorry. There's so many cartoons in the universe. I can't watch all of them. You haven't watched Futurama,
there's
Nolan.
iconic shows. Okay,
I have.
For
I
real,
have
though,
no
there's
idea.
Nolan hasn't watched Futurama.
So who cares?
See?
I don't.
You're no one to judge. You're the glass house calling the kettle black.
What the? Whatever. Anyway, for a podcast, we're gonna rip off that loser Doug Walker, and we're gonna make a vlog series about Pan watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's what we're gonna do.
Shit, yeah. Also, I never fully watched Dragon Ball Z. Really, like, remember when I made that video on Dragon Ball Evolution?
Okay.
That was all fake.
Oh my
anger.
god. I've seen that show so many times.
Yeah.
Can we just take over Pan's channel?
Look, I've
since he
seen
clearly is the-
Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon a lot of times, but I've never really.
All right,
I have
everyone.
have you seen more Teen Titans Go than you've seen Avatar?
Yeah. I have the DVDs of Teen Titans, so yes, you know.
I'm gonna vomit. I'm gonna straight up like
Come
vomit.
on, it's not so bad.
Pan's a hack, guys. Spread it.
Shut
Hashtag
up.
Pan's a hack.
Pan
Oh.
sucks.
Honestly, I think I've
Pan
Nolan, here's something sad. I probably kept up more with Legend of Korra than I did with Avatar.
Next question. I'm not gonna stand here and do you hear me?
I've got a question here.
Okay.
What do you guys think of Ready Player One?
A piece of shit.
It's gonna be so epic.
I actually don't get like when people are so weird about it because they're like it's nostalgia pandering. I'm like, bitch, you guys all like Stranger Things. Don't be all acting like this is different. Like I just like so like we can be nostalgic for Spielberg, but we can't let Spielberg
To be
be
fair,
nostalgic for himself. I just think a lot of it's a little silly.
That's not a fair comparison.
But it's also like the other thing is like Spielberg also was the main producer and one of the main reasons Roger Rabbit happened. Like I don't think Ready Player One's going to be the best movie of the year, but I have a little bit of faith in him to not make it entirely suck. But I know the book sucks.
Excerpts from the book.
No, I haven't read the book at all. But I haven't read the book of Jaws. Jaws is an awesome movie.
Read some excerpt. No.
Okay. There's a huge difference between like expertly crafting a story using elements and vibes and nostalgia versus just blatantly here's Sonic the Hedgehog in the background. Now people who like Sonic the Hedgehog will like this film versus like making a series that calls back to the themes and the heart of Sonic the Hedgehog, but not actually ripping it off or including it. I think there's a huge difference.
No, but like I think like if we have like Spielberg's still like a pretty good director, and I think like if anyone was going to maybe possibly give a bad book better meaning to it, it would probably be him. You know,
Tommy Wiseau.
I'm just saying, like I'm gonna give I see every Spielberg regardless of what it's gonna be, and I was gonna see this. I'm not like, but I noticed like I think the bigger thing is like the general public does not give a shit about it. It's like more of like nerds fighting each other about it than anything. You know, I don't think it's gonna be a big hit because it's like seeing all those things together. Like when Roger Rabbit was also a good movie, but when they did it, it was like a huge, big moment. Like you never thought it would happen. And I think at this point in pop culture, it's like people are sort of like, I don't know. You know, King Kong's there and there's the DeLorean. Am I supposed to care? Seems to be the thing.
Mhm.
But I feel
The
like
thing that bothers me the most about Ready Player One is the fact that pop figures are re-releasing already existing pop figures, but under the Ready Player One.
What?
Oh yeah.
That's
You know-
evil.
you know the executive who came up with that got a free lunch that day. They were like, "Oh, Steve, good job, Steve." I don't know. I mean, I'm not like I don't really want to write it off, but I find it a little silly to like get too mad at a movie none of us have seen because everyone
I agree.
it seems to be like the people who have seen it. There seems to be two camps of people who are like, I don't know, it's not my thing, or people who like all that stuff seem to be really passionate about it. But I don't think it's like going to be, amazing. I'm sure in a month it's not going to be like Black Panther where we're all making memes of it and talking about it. Months later. I think it's just sort of by the time Infinity War comes out, I doubt anyone will be thinking probably. But I'll still, I'm sure it'll be fun. I don't know.
It's gonna be a fucking mess. Yeah.
All I feel is it just feels cynical. It feels super cynical. A director who's directed so many blockbusters is now just doing pop culture trash to the movie. It feels cynical. That's how I feel. Also, somebody asked us about Infinity Train. Oh, sorry, cut short.
Oh, that's fine. Mine's nothing new. I'm just trying to hold my reserves right now because when it first came out, I was like, "Oh, this is trash." But then, like, the more I heard people just like bashing on it constantly, I was kind of like, "Okay, maybe I'll wait a little bit. We'll see how this goes." I think it'll probably just come out and it'll be fine. Then everyone's just gonna forget about it the next week. Then we'll be looking back on this and going like, "What movie was that? What?"
Yeah.
And then that's why I think it's all just gonna be in the end.
I'm just happy to see Iron Giant again.
I'm happy to see Iron Giant killing like he usually does.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah, that's his one, character trait from the movie is that he's a gun that murders things.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, you brought up Infinity Train?
Why?
I'm excited for it. I hope Infinity Train looks different enough to it looks different enough to be its own thing, but yet similar enough for everybody to be like, oh boy, it's more of the same shit. So I'm really excited. It looks like a step in the right direction for what I want out of cartoons and stuff. So I'm excited for it. I wish I got to talk to the fucking guy when I was when we were on, but my dad had to pull me away and I couldn't talk to him, which makes me mad. So Owen, if you ever want to be back on, please, I miss you.
I remember Olin said like, "Yeah, I'll be on, but only for 30 minutes." He couldn't stand us for longer than that. Yeah. It was your fault,
I
Nolan.
understand, Owen. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. We're trying
A lot of people don't like me, so I've just kind of grown okay with it.
Let's see.
But anyway, you guys' thoughts on Infinity Train?
Yeah.
Oh, did it get a series?
Yeah, it's got announced for a
2019.
series.
Is it like a mini series or full fledged?
We don't know yet.
Nah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't they buy up like a ton of new shows recently or something?
Yeah,
like that?
they announced Victor and Valentino, I think what it was called, about these two Mexican kids that they're in Mexico, and it turns out, oh shit, we're dead possibly, and we're in another world where magical stuff happens, and there's sugar skulls and Aztecs and things. Looks interesting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the first one, the first pilot, but I guess so.
To jump back to Infinity Train, my only concern with it is after talking with Owen, and he kind of like mentioned how like nonchalantly he kind of came up with a lot of the plot line. It kind of killed a little bit of hype for me because like with it being such a mystery based type show like Gravity Falls is so enriched with its mystery that like the mystery kept going on even after the show ended. They're like, that's awesome. But with Infinity Train, he's literally like, oh, we put the thing on his hand because some network executive said there needs to be some kind of drive. So we're like, all right, that'll be cool, I guess. Like, that kind of kills the hype for me.
Well, you gotta understand, stories don't fucking matter. This is all bullshit. Every single decision made on a movie, it was all everything. Hang on.
You're not doing so well. You're not doing so well with this, my man.
Just think about this. A lot of the compromises get done to make a movie possible, to tell a story. What someone's original intent was is very different from the final results of the movie. So, it's just, None of this matters.
Oh, for sure. No,
it's not like this was
I'm normally on
predestined. A movie predestined.
I normally am on your side, Pan, but what I'm saying is that like you usually find out that after you went through the ride versus before.
Look, it's a fact of life on all these movies and anything that has like a studio behind them. You know, it's.
I think you're ignoring my point.
Oh.
Do you guys have anything planned for your 100th podcast?
Nope.
We planned on doing the MomoCon panel, but Pan seems to be very adverse to the idea.
I don't even know what we're doing. I'm just like, you know.
Nolan's the director of this podcast. Like he controls everything.
Yeah.
Pan's just kind of like a sock puppet.
I'm like the president, you know, just like
I pretty much am the podcast manager, honestly.
Yeah. No, I look at you that way now.
I'm just the fucking front for what's going on behind the scenes, you know, just like every president since the beginning of time. It's all been lies. They're not in control.
Yeah. There is no Warren Bossing say, oh wait, Pan wouldn't get that reference because he never saw Avatar.
I saw a Tumblr meme on it, so I would get that reference. Thank you very much.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Pan, at least you won't have to be there for the 100th episode.
Wait. How many times have you seen the James Cameron movie Avatar?
Look, it was a Christmas holiday. I saw it 3 times in theaters with different people.
So you've seen the
Okay, wait, look. Okay, let's count. Okay, Avatar. The James Cameron's Avatar is 2.5 hours. How many episodes is 2? Well, 2, 4,
Are you
6.
doing calcalculations right now? What is
Hang
going
on. What's the equation?
Pan is trying his best to justify his shitty behavior.
Okay, 2 hours is 6 episodes of Avatar.
The microphone away.
Oh no, that was actually me. Sorry.
Oh, I thought that was his calculator. He's pulling out furiously.
No, that was I bumped my mic.
Okay,
Sorry.
3 episodes of Avatar result in 1 hour, so that's 2, 6, 7, 8 episodes. So 8, 16, 24. So I would have to watch 24 episodes of Avatar to equate to watching James Cameron's Avatar 3 times.
That's a third of the series.
Shit.
That's a third of the series.
Well, I'm pretty sure I watched a couple episodes multiple times, you know, on occasion.
Just stop.
Just watch Avatar: The Last Airbender movie. It's the same thing.
No, it is not.
Pan. Oh, how would you know, Pan? You never saw the show.
I saw most. Look, okay, I got the manga based on the movie based on the show.
Are you fucking kidding me?
They made a novel. You know how they make novelization for movies? They made a mangalization.
Hashtag Pan is a hack. Remember, hashtag Pan is a hack.
Hashtag Pan's a hack.
Cut short. You're the new member of the Pizza Party podcast. Pan is out.
I love that part.
Hashtag cum shots coming in.
I'm with my friend Spo, and he's losing it right now too. We're just done. We've had to go. It's over.
If someone can make a list of all the hashtags we've said, they can show the evolution descent of this episode of the
We need the hashtag JFK style, Pan.
Oh, rude.
Also, don't just do it in the chat. Do it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr.
Friendster.
People need to know. Friendster.
Yeah,
MySpace.
yeah. just write it on building.
This is
graffiti.
Oh.
Write it on your forehead while on the streets.
This podcast. I mean, cut short. You're really fucking cool, and I'm glad I met you. But this podcast sucks solely because Pan ruined everything again.
Oh
It's okay.
God.
We can redo this 100 episodes from now.
Would anyone buy it? Would anyone buy it if I put Pan as a hack on a T-shirt?
Yes. No, we'll sell that at the convention at our artist alley table.
Yay.
Guys, we're gonna have an artist alley table.
Yay.
Oh,
We'll have hashtag JFK style T-shirts, and we'll sign prints. It'll be great. I might do commissions.
I want short shorts instead of like juicy on the back of them. It says hashtag Pan is a hack. Wear them to school and get kicked out from malls. It'll be great.
Jesus.
Cut short booty shorts when he goes to college and just like, hey guys, what up?
We don't know you. Please
That would
get away
also
from me.
That would work with cum shot also, but you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm wearing 3 right now.
Cum shots?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
No, but seriously, graffiti hashtag Pan is a hack on your local school.
Do it on your Kmart in the parking lot where we said we'd pick you up
Print
or
off
something.
flyers.
Dude, Pan.
Staple them onto like poles.
Pan, make a logo. Make your logo out of our hashtags that we've done on the podcast.
What?
All in different colors and stuff.
That's like a lot of hashtags.
Sell it as a convention exclusive.
Shit.
Does that say hashtag Slurpee Derpy on
3
this? What is that?
wholesales.
God, I think it's time we of mice and men this bitch and take this podcast out in the back and shoot it in the head. What do you guys say?
Is that what happens in Of Mice and Men? I don't think it does it.
Yeah, Of Mice and Men, it ends with George taking Lenny because Lenny killed a woman by accident.
Oh,
And,
that's what.
he has to shoot Lenny in the back of the head.
See, I thought Of Mice and Men was that thing about the house with mice in.
No, you're thinking of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
What?
Oh, thank you. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought
You're-
that was.
you know, you're
I thought that was that hipster band.
What? Arcade Fire? What?
I don't even know.
So, Pan, after you finish this podcast, click the stop button, and then pro tip: if you click the right mouse button and click on delete, it'll all be over. So no one will
delete,
hear this.
delete System
Wow.
32 in your brain.
No one
I
will
don't,
know.
I don't think we've ever had a guest get this cynical by the end.
This is a new record, Pan. Like what?
No, I love it. I love it.
I mean, you might love it, but we don't.
YouTube
I like
question.
how
Someone
as soon
started a
as-
thread. Slurpee Derpy, yes or no?
Oh yes. I live and die by the Slurpee.
Wait, where's the poll at this point?
what's-
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll double check.
It's gonna be one of those things.
I retweeted
5 years
it
from
to
now,
help.
someone's gonna come back to me and they're gonna be like, "Remember when you did that?" And I go, "No, just out of embarrassment."
You're like, anyway, you can't have this job. Thanks for coming to the interview.
Yeah.
Okay.
I cannot work at this elementary school.
As of the hour we're recording, there's still 22 hours for people to vote. But in the hour that we're recording, 129 votes happened, and 65% says yes, 35% says no.
Yeah, this will be uploaded like next week. So,
Oh, we could
After.
screen cap it and it could be the picture.
ooh, yes.
You guys realize
Unless Pan decides to bail on us once again and do something his way.
Hey, yeah, I'm here.
I can't
So
wait for
far,
my
there's a lot of questions about what the fuck am I doing? Like, what's a Slurpee Derpy?
And we're not going to answer that.
I just
I
don't
can't
know.
wait for my girlfriend to be like, "Oh yeah, I wanna listen to this podcast. Hey, why is it called Slurpee Derpy?" And I'm like, "Oh, you don't have to listen to it."
No.
Someone goes, "What's a Slurpee Derpy?" Another person responds with, "It's better not to ask." The person responds, "I googled it and I should have heeded your warning." Now I'm really curious about what Google said.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Slurpee Derpy. This is in my search history now. Slurpee Derpy, the subreddit. What is this?
Wow, this has happened already. So
Slurpee Derpy is an upcoming cross-platform web mobile desktop game inspired by Critter Mound. It's an Indo breeder game. What?
what's going on right now?
I feel like I've just crossed over into some reality that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah.
There's a Slurpee Derpy subreddit.
What?
Apparently it's a video game called Slurpee Derpy.
I'm done. I think this is where I draw the line where our this catchphrase that CutShort coined already has a subreddit.
Well,
We've done-
there's
we've
a
done it.
TV tropes page dedicated to Slurpee Derpy.
What the hell is this?
What's going
What is
on?
happening in my life?
I feel like my body just astral projected, like my soul astral projected out of my body, and now I'm here as a vague vessel.
Oh, that-
I mean, as like a husk, a vessel.
That's what they call an ultra Slurpy Derpy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Thank you
found an
for
Urban
listening.
Dictionary.
Oh God. Okay, what's the Urban Dictionary?
We're done.
To perform fellatio, i.e. suck dick, let me Slurpee Derpy you. I wish I could
Oh.
Slurpee Derpy myself.
It's official.
I bet you're doing a Slurpee Derpy over there. This was written by Slurpee Derpy King.
Oh, the king himself.
November 27th, 2012. It's got 3 upvotes and 1 downvote.
Remember when I told the story and then someone was like, "Hey, what about lost media?" to try to get me out of it, and then here we are.
Yeah. This podcast was a fucking disaster.
Last week's wasn't?
Last week's totally was a disaster. I'm not saying it's not. Shout out to RoboBuddies and Salty DK Dan. You guys ruined my life.
I'm having a great time.
I think that's our thing. You know.
Yeah.
You know, it's like people don't know what to expect. That's why they come to the pizza party.
You mean that's why they come shot?
Yeah.
Are we done?
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I think we've stretched the Slurpy Derpies far enough here. I'm Nolan. I run this podcast. Who are you people?
I'm Pan.
I'm Izzy. I get the Slurpy Derpies.
And who's our guest?
I'm Brendan, or CutShort. You can just check me out on YouTube, look it up, or you can just never listen to me again if you want. It's okay, I don't mind.
Please go subscribe to CutShort. His videos are really awesome, and he does a lot of cool canceled content videos.
No, they're really good. I actually am a fan of them as well. I really
What's the next video?
Yeah, what's the next video before we go?
I'm not sure yet. I'm looking at a bunch of different things. Right now I'm looking at James Cameron tried to make a Spider-Man movie, but it was like rated R, and there was like a scene where Peter's looking through the window and like Mary Jane's like stripping. It's super weird.
Yeah.
If I make a suggestion, do the ADV live action Neon Genesis Evangelion film and I think you could do something.
I've never heard of this. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
The only surviving thing from that James Cameron thing, I think, was the organic web shooters.
I mean, there's a bunch of what's it called, storyboards, and so there's like someone went out and like drew the scenes and everything. It's really weird.
I mean, I know that there was he had so much involvement. They used so much of his development for the 2002 that he could have been credited with gotten a screenwriting credit, but he just chose not to or something.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me on, though, guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Catch y'all later. Thanks for watching or listening. Sorry it was a disaster.
Thanks for coming on.
Remember to donate to the Patreon and get ready to go to MomoCon.
Yay. Bye. Give us money.